backup, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Benji here, nerf herder. I finished up a commissioned lightsaber that I was commissioned by a friend of mine, Henry. He contacted me a while ago, and we've been in the talks about doing this for a minute, and with a couple weeks, well, maybe about a month or so. With parts being out of stock and whatnot, we finally got caught up with everything, and he ordered all the stuff and sent it to me. I have his Korbanth 2.0, which he went with an ESB configuration. You keep it down every video, I swear. He did all the aesthetic parts of the saber. He did the grips. He did the black screws, which are actually the Phillips instead of a button head that usually the kits come with. He upgraded the screws to more accurate slotted screws and a Mylar tape that he did. Goodness, I'm popular. Just kidding, I'm not that popular. And then a clamp card as well, which I believe they're from Skywampa. I'm sorry, I forget. It's the thinnest card you could get because these kits, if you have clamp activation, which clamp activation is only possible in a Korbanth kit. If you have a 3-cell, which is a replica Graflex, you have to have push button up here and slide switch. Usually those kits will be set up for it because obviously you can't do I have a 3-cell around here? I don't. A 3-cell Graflex, there's a difference. This is actually something that I kind of want to address in this video because I have a lot of people who don't know the difference between a Graflex replica, which is a 3-cell, and a Korbanth 2.0, 2.5, which they don't make those anymore, sadly. The thing I used the most was the 2.0 kit and the 2.5 kit to make scrap flexes, or my derelict is a 2.0, my star killer from a 2.0. It was just a lot of fun to do, but the difference is that has a threadable section with a core in there, so the clamp stays. With a 3-cell, you've seen people, they like push it in, turn it, and slide it off, and then you can take the clamp, turn it, slide it off. There's 3 pieces to it, so you can't have clamp activation in there. That's the difference. Getting back to it, so you see this little black piece is a 3D printed switch holder in there, and you have your 2 switches, power and auxiliary, and this card is a little bit thicker to get in there, so you got to do some trickery, some sanding, light sanding on certain areas to get the switches to actually roll and hit. Anyways, so we have a Crystal Focus 10, the CFX, and I've made a neopixel blade plug for him as well. Let's go ahead and fire it up. We have, I think he ordered, was it 10 fonts from Korbanth Fonts, which he sent me the money, and I kicked it back to Jesse, Korbanth Fonts, and I was like, here's a list, here's the money, enjoy. And which is the way it should be done, guys. You should be paying the font makers. I didn't do anything. I didn't make any of these fonts. I just put them on there. So do it the correct way. So I've got a bunch of Korbanth fonts on here, and yeah, that's pretty much. I'll name them off as we go through, but let's go ahead and just get something going.
Sound bank selection.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. You are not a Jedi yet.
This got Smuggler's Outpost speaker in it, and I'll get to that here in a second. But this thing's loud. Little ESB, which is Korbanth Fonts ESB Empire Strikes Back. You're hearing that clanking? That's the D-ring. We got a wobbly one. That's your smooth swing, and then your accent swings, hybrid swings. Back here is auxiliary. Press for blaster. Press and release. Press and hold for lockup. For force wave effects, press and swing. Oh, sorry.
Don't make me destroy you.
There's a trick to it. This is a little touchy. Hold on.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker.
Man.
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, since it's just a little tricky. You gotta find that sweet spot.
You have learned much, young ones.
See, I'm actually hitting it. That's not too tricky. It's just like I said, you gotta kind of find that groove.
You've only begun to discover your power.
See, I found it. But there you go, I lost it. There we go.
Release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy.
Oh, and music track. While the font is off, you can just hold power. Or when the font's on, you can double tap power. Either one. Double tapping it will also pause it. See, double tap again, and it'll go right back to it. If you had more than one song on there, you just hold power until you get a beep, and it'll play the next song. It'll advance to the next track. This only has the one song on there, though. You know what? Let me go ahead and show you. This is basic operations also for Henry. I've definitely showed him stuff and asked him, can I do this? Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, this helps that. So he's aware, but still, so this is just for documentations, I guess. This is just an operation video for the most part. So clamp's going to be kind of tight. So you just carefully push it up, and then you're going to want to twist it. What I do is I do one full, and then sometimes, because it is a little tight, I just go for 2 full turns. Then you're free to move this off. Now it's going to feel like it's rubbing a little bit, and I'll try to get to the bottom of it. But I think it might be the clamp. I'll have to take it off and maybe sand it off. It still comes off easy, but it feels like you're hitting something you're not. I think there's a nub that needs to be a little bit better grinded down. So we got a chassis in here, which is a removable battery. Soundboard's right here. Your SD card's right there. So what I did was, I haven't told you this yet, Henry, and you know, you can obviously change it if you want to, but it makes a total difference in sound. I do this a lot with sabers that aren't, you know, show on the inside. Because I mean, I painted the chassis to kind of give it a little bit more something, you know, kind of weathered it. It was a black chassis, and I just painted it to kind of give it like just a little something extra. But what I've been doing a lot lately is, if it's not like a crystal reveal or anything crazy on the inside, I mean, this is just a movable battery, soundboard, SD card, speaker. There's not much going on. There's no crystals or anything like that. So what I do is I get a piece of, this is just electrical tape. And I know some people will probably be like, oh my gosh, it's hideous. It's not, man. I mean, come on, dude. You really need, I mean, unless you really, really want to keep everything extremely pristine, you don't have to do that. I just wrapped one layer of electrical tape around, and what it does is it closes the gaps where the speaker connections are in the chassis and this part, and what it does is it bumps the sound by like 40%. You get a way more full sound. Anytime you're having a speaker and it's kind of not that loud, and you like wrap your finger around it and it gets louder, that's because you're closing the gaps in the speaker. It shotguns the sound straight out instead of it going everywhere. So, I mean, it makes a huge difference. To get your battery out, I have been holding the sides of the chassis. You can just kind of give her a tug and pull it out. Make sure when you're putting the battery in that you are not putting any tension on the chassis. So you're just the same situation. And I labeled red plus, black negative, positive and negative. So you take your battery, stick it in, holding the chassis, make sure you're not putting any pressure on it, and just pop it in. There you go. To get the chassis back on, or the bottom half back on, slide it in, make sure you're not feeling anything, crazy. The switch can drop down. If it's not fully tightened and clamped down, you're not going to be able to press auxiliary button because this is a rocker system. It needs something to sit on, or it needs to be tight enough to hold it. So sometimes you have to get the body right under it. So as long as it goes in there and you're not feeling anything too crazy, be careful. Cross-threading on the 2.0s is a dangerous thing, so you got to really be careful. If it doesn't feel like it's twisting, back off. So, but we're good. Lots of threads. So you're going to go until, and this is very important because this speaker on this chassis is all the way up to the top. I've talked to you about this, Henry. Be careful. Don't go too fast. Don't give it a lot of force. Once you start to feel it tighten, you'll get to where you're kind of here, right? Now you're going to just back it up to where, and you know the orientation. Henry knows a lot about the Empire Strikes Back configuration. We've talked about it also. But he knows the cobalt here, that right there. So it will be tight this way, like that. You don't want it there because it's getting too close to the speaker. So you back it up to right about there. And then what I like to do is I like to hold the side of the box and give it a turn. And I did 2 turns, remember? So 2. You'll feel it. You'll feel it out. You'll know where you're at. But it's a very tight clamp down. Alright. Sorry guys, a very long talk on the saber. This is for Henry for the most part, so for those of you who wanted that blade demo right off the bat, this ain't about you. So, Henry, when you get your blade, put it in, right? And you'll feel it. Don't put a lot of force in pushing it down. But you'll kind of feel it bounce off those pogo pins. Kind of push it in a little bit and hold it. And then this is your blade retention. Tighten it down. I love these. This is I played with the settings today on ignition speeds and retraction effect. Lock up, holding the blade down, press lock up and hit it. And give you tip drive.
Release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
Feels really good to swing this thing around, man. This is a good feeling saber. 7/8 inch. It feels really good.
Sound bank selection.
The force is with you.
Father by Copperphonic Fonts.
Too easy.
Great Vader font. This one has, I think, 3 tracks on it, so got Imperial March too. So yeah, hold it down and you get another track. First one was Throne Room. That one was Imperial March. I think there's a third one on here. Hold on. No, just the 2. Yeah, just the 2. That's still pretty cool. What do you got for Force Wave?
Don't know the power of the dark side.
I love Vader so much. Alright, we got quite a few phones on here.
Sound bank selection.
Obi-Wan
Kenobi, Obi-4. Obi-4 has the Binary Sunset song on it, and it's just, I mean, dude, come on. If this song don't get you, man, get off my channel. Go somewhere else. Go be angry somewhere else. This song just gets me. Great looking saber, man. We gotta listen to this song. Still in quarantine, baby. I'm telling you, dude, take off the electrical tape on the back of the speaker just to see, just to like be like, okay, I can live with that. It sounds so much better when you do it. I don't know why. It's just sound resonance, man. It hits it right.
Sound bank selection.
Obi-Wan, I am a Jedi.
The Return
Like my father did.
by Kyberphonic Fonts. These are all Kyberphonic Fonts.
Sound bank selection.
I am a Jedi.
This is Code Fulcrum. It's a really cool font.
It was foretold that you would be here. Our long-awaited meeting has come at last.
I'm a Jedi. I'm going to try to go through them kind of
Sound
quick.
bank selection.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force.
Count's Claw, which is a Count Dooku font. Really cool. I love that. Localized lockup. Again, tip drag. Just at the bottom. Just enough. Man, I can't ever get that. Alright. Moving on.
Sound bank selection.
It is obvious that
Kylo. So, this is Unstable V2. The version 2. Updated version that Jesse did not long ago. I put I put an unstable blade effect on there for you. I know you wanted that one, so you can switch between the two. I'll show you how to do it. It's very simple. I already have it set though.
It is obvious. Traitor! What could you give me? Everything.
Love the flash on spark, like ignition. With this setting, it's pretty cool. Just hits right. So there's your unstable. And in order to get to it, here. So in order to get to the unstable blade effect that you have to switch profiles, when the saber is on, I have your spectrum mode set. The way I like to do it is instead of hitting both buttons and entering spectrum and being, all crazy on the spinning it, you just press and twist, roll to get your color, and then hold that down to select color. Keep holding it, and it'll go into blade profiles, and then you twist, and again. So it's just real simple. So in order to get your spectrum mode, twist, right? Now you can find which color you want, whatever color you want to do, and this is on any of your fonts. But obviously you're gonna want red. So then you hold it.
Blade profiles.
Now you're in blade profiles and blade profiles. So now you're on the unstable. Just roll it once, and you'll get back to normal. So you just have the two between them, and then press auxiliary to lock it in. Now it always looks a little. It looks better on camera. Just straight up with anyone who's watching this. The blade profiles are cool. They're fun. Obviously, I've said it a bunch of times. They're not really my thing. I don't need it to be that crazy I don't need that crazy blade effects. That's why the CFX, and not to knock the CFX, but that's why I stray more towards that instead of Profi and all that stuff, because I don't need it. It seems like Profis are overkill for me. I totally understand them, but this is my game, man. This is how I like to do it. So in person though, getting to the blade profile, to the flame, it's like a bunch of it's like an off color of red, so it's kind of yellow lights will be bouncing all over the place. It's just something you got to see in person. Still looks cool, and it's still fun to swing around, but it's it's obviously more dramatic on camera than in person. See, like right here, it looks pretty ridiculous. So, still cool, still gets the point across, and I hope you enjoy it.
Soundbank selection.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the White?
I forgot. This is the tragedy.
It's a Sith legend.
That gets me every time. Oh, such a good font. Oh, they're in the opera house. And the song is like the song in the opera house. And he's sitting there like, have you ever heard this tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Oh, and they hum, and they hit, and they harmonize. So good.
Soundbank selection.
Ever hear?
This is Flame. I haven't had a chance to sample Flame yet. It's pretty cool. So this is a Korbanth font that I haven't done a review of. This is a Flame. It's just fire. I think it's fire. Is what it's called, and it's like a flame sound effect. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that was like a tick, tick, and then that was like kind of it lighting. It's interesting. You kind of hear it crackling. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see the blade effect. What I was talking about. Where was it? But I just had the unstable on there. Oh, that's cool. The end lock is like a little bit more crackle. That's very interesting, Jesse. Very, very interesting.
Sound bank selection.
And this is, the next two are peace and violence. I split them into two. So you have peace and then violence. They're separate banks, which is what you're supposed to do. It's just a weird boot up. It's just like that little, like, whoop. It almost sounds like an error on the board. First time I heard it, I was like, oh no! That's right. Very cool, very classic sounding. Swing. Very classic Jedi. The next one is violence.
Sound bank selection.
Alright.
Sound bank selection. Audio play.
SD system X9. Crystal focus.
So you got
Crystal focus.
Crystal Focus. I put the smooth swing version on for you. Same with Nebula.
Sound bank selection.
Crystal focus.
Nebula.
Both very cool. And then the rest of them, I left all the stock fonts on there for you. Some of them won't be smooth swing. Majority of them are. But yeah, I will make you another blade plug. Razor one that I do. This one's not going to be that bright. These aren't really that bright because of just the design. This is a huge, big black chunk slid in there. So you just got the outskirts of it. So all the light is hitting that and then going to the side and then coming out. So these blade plugs, unless you have like a ton of pixels in there, they don't really light up that well, at least from my experience. But I don't have the other, so I'm just going to make you the 7/8 inch tube. You take some very fine, like a flathead screwdriver, pry this up, pop it out, put in your other one. You have two options. So, but I did end up getting two pancake connectors. Another one here. If you have no use for that, because I don't have another connectors. I don't have another adapter for the connector that you didn't get, Henry. So if you want me to send this back to you, I can. If not, I'll buy it off you. A couple bucks. But yeah. Give you at least a little something. At least a little something in there.
Sound bank.
So you get your blade. Gray meat. Hot. Let's end on hot.
Your countdown will freeze before you reach the first marker. We'll see you in hell.
Are we on flame? What are we on here? Is it on a flame? I'll have to figure it out. I think I have it on set on like a unstable, so it's being all tricky. So yeah. Anyways, there you go, man. She's done for the most part. I'm gonna hold on to it for a day or so. Make sure everything is smooth and good and how you like it. Make sure there's no faulty electronics, which is what I like to do. Sometimes if I have finished a saber, and then rushed it out to the person just because they want it, then maybe something happens, like the speaker goes out or battery terminal wire disconnected from putting a battery in. Just various things that can go wrong. I like to hold on to the saber for at least a little while till I'm like, okay, like we're good to go, and then I'll ship it out to you. But until then, I hope you enjoy the video. You can see all the progress done, and yeah, it was fun, man. Try to knock it out real quick for you. I know you're excited about it. I got a lot of stuff on the list, guys. I got a couple commissions that I need to get done, and some personal builds eventually someday. But I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you, Henry. It was very fun. Let me know again if there's anything you want me to change. We can talk about it. I will hold on to it, probably ship it out on Monday, just to give it the good weekend of me using it and make sure everything's okay. But there you have it, guys. This is a Korbanth 2.0 in Empire Strikes Back configuration. And it was fun.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Alright, we'll end it on that. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out. I'll have more videos soon. But until then, may the Force be with you.
Away, put your weapon. I mean you no harm.